Hello, Dylan. I hope you're having a wonderful time at Yale. I hope your production of The Crucible went well and that you guys put on a great show. Thank you so much to everyone who's tuned in to watch our life updates so far. And thank you to everyone who's subscribed to our channel. I hope you're enjoying the videos. I definitely didn't expect to get more than a few views on these, but already our videos have been viewed more than 2,000 times, which isn't a lot by YouTube standards, but is a ton for two college kids who really haven't done anything extraordinary yet. And Dylan, seeing my parents at the end of your last video was maybe my favorite part of the project so far. It's already been 2 months since we started the channel. Anyway, I'll get into the topic of today's video. I was talking to someone the other day about the question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And we both agreed that we hated the question. But I realized I don't hate the question because it's overused or cliche or annoying. I hate it because it scares me. To answer the question, I have to think concretely and introspectively about the future. The question is asking me to consider what's most important in my life, forces me to think about my goals and how I'm going to achieve them. And by considering these goals, it also makes me consider the possibility of failing to reach those goals. So I don't like this question, not because it's a bad question, but because it's an uncomfortable one. And honestly, I don't want to be the kind of person who avoids important questions just because they're difficult. So I sat down and tried to decide where I see myself in 5 years. Dylan, I think one of the traits we share the most is a little bit of indecisiveness. Partly because we're both interested in so many things, we have a hard time choosing just one path. So it was difficult to come up with this list. My first goal is to be fully fluent in Spanish. I've already spent so much time learning the language, it would be a waste not to take the next step to fluency. I would also like to be fluent in at least one other language, probably French, German, Mandarin, or Japanese. Obviously, in 5 years, I hope to be a college graduate. I'd like to aim for at least a 3.5 GPA or so. Right now, I really have no idea how much money it costs to live in the real world. In 5 years, I would like to be well off financially, but I don't know if I can really put a dollar amount on that because I don't know how I want to be living and I don't know how much money I'll need to live that lifestyle. Over the next 5 summers, I'll be working as hard and as much as I can to save money for the future. In the next 5 years, I'd like to read at least 200 new books, hopefully even more, but I think it's important to be well read, and that's definitely something I'm shooting for in the future. In 5 years, I'll be 23 years old, in perhaps the prime of my youth. I don't want to waste that, so by then, I hope to be in the best physical shape I can be. In the next 5 years, I hope to become a completely capable piano player in every aspect. Playing piano is probably the single activity I've done the most in my life, and I think by now I've become pretty good at it. But in the next 5 years, I really want to step it up another level. I'd like to learn a large repertoire of classical music and be able to improvise in any situation, particularly playing jazz music. Looking at this list of goals, I think most of them are achievable. Some may be difficult, some may not be, but I think I can make them all happen. And when I do, I should be in a great position to really kickstart my adult life. Obviously, I have more goals than this, but I think these are the real core ones. Dylan, if you'd like, I'd love to hear you talk about your plans for the future. I definitely had a lot of fun thinking about it. A few more things before I head out. I actually got cast for a little one-act play in a couple of weeks. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's not a very serious or long show, but it's nice doing a little bit of performance again. Break a Leg with Art this weekend. It sounds like a great show, and I wish I could be there to watch it. Classes are going well. I'm loving the Arizona weather more and more as it gets colder and colder in Ohio and in Connecticut. It's still beautiful here, but I'm guessing you guys might have snow in the next couple of weeks. I miss you, man. I hope you enjoyed the video. Also, I know our good friend Jordan Stock has a show happening right now. So, Jordan, if you're watching this, I hope that's going well. Happy birthday to the wonderful Danielle Watts. I look forward to your next video, Dylan. And I'll see you next week.